Them Damn Mexicans presents TDM Talk.
Hey, what's up, everybody, man? Thank you guys for tuning in to another edition of TDM Talk. I'm your host, David, of Them Damn Mexicans. Make sure you like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe and hit that notification bell to get all the notifications of our upcoming episodes, man. Today, we have a very special guest all the way from the DMV area. We got the homie, Jay Pacas. What's going on, brother?
How y'all doing? Thank you for having me here. Blessed to be here. Thank you, Houston, for accepting me here every time I come down. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, welcome to Houston, first and foremost, man. We got to talk, I think, a couple of days ago, but I know I've been following you for a couple of months now, I guess, as we stumbled upon each other. What brings you down to Houston, man?
Coming down to Houston is really
something
that I'm trying to really get out here. Be out here, move down here within the next couple months. I'm trying to establish being down here because I know that's where my music's at. Corridos is big here. In the DMV, you don't hear corridos. And just, stepping inside clubs and seeing how corridos is what's bumping inside clubs here. And that's really what wants me to make that move down here and start establishing my name here.
What's the music scene like out there? I know go-go at one point was like the predominant genre of music out there. What is it like now?
Go-go still it's mostly a DC thing, but that's really what people like to hear.
Yeah.
As far as rap is it's like a trap effect that they use. It's the same thing, man. It's something that you've been hearing over
That everybody else does.
Yeah, everyone does that same sound. It's the typical DMV sound. Got a couple artists still following it, but that's why I wanted to do something different, and step out of the game from the DMV sound.
I know for a fact, bro, when I went to your page and started looking at your music, I was like, oh, this is different. This is definitely, I would not have expected that coming from that area, because like you said, you hear more. What I think is funny and kind of crazy is I see artists that do hip hop are starting to kind of jump into that genre as well. And it comes off cheesy and forced.
Yep.
I don't like it, because it's like, damn, bro, you really just trying to capitalize off what's going on right now or what's popular.
Yep.
So have you always done that style of music or is it something you just kind of started doing?
So I grew up listening to my father and my family, nothing but corridos and banda music. And chente,
Yeah.
So it's something I've always been around, right? I didn't grow up listening to trap music in my house. It's something like where if I turn MTV on or BET at my house, it's like, yo, what are you doing? Like, it's, Spanish households, how they are, right? So the ranchera music was practically everything I would hear up until this point. Like I was telling you earlier, it was something that was upon my life always, and I would try to get not to be in the singing world. I didn't want to be a singer, but over the past 3 years, I've learned to sing and become who I am today.
I know before we walked in off camera, we talked about how long you've been doing this, and it's been really a short time compared to most, because most people, I've been doing this 15, 20 years, and so for you to just kind of started in the last, 3 years, I think it was?
3 years, yeah.
And see where you're at now. I want to talk about a little bit of what's been guiding you in that aspect. We do know that you're a part of Mvze Sound, right? And that's with the homie Animes. Shout out to Animes and Super P.
Yeah.
How did that come up? This is, I guess, like a two-part question. Like, how did that come about? And then how have they helped, as well as shout out to Mark Henry as well. I know we talked about that. Look, I'm spoiling the interview. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, talk about a little bit about that.
So the whole evolution of the J Parker's name came from originally a guy named Mixed by Jams, which is the guy that mixes and masters my music. I went to him because I didn't like the way a typical producer in the DMV. His name is Limelight Vision.
Okay.
He mixed one of my very first songs that I made. I didn't like it, so I needed to find a different sound. I go to Mixed by Jams, and Mixed by Jams tells Mark Henry, yo, there's this guy. and he's really dope, but he's not making this trap music. He's
Yeah.
making corrido music. This is what we've been looking for. So supposedly they've been looking for a corrido artist for years, but there wasn't one to step out in the DMV. So Mark comes to one of my shows that I aligned with like my homies. I had like a couple homies, it's probably like 40 of them. They came by and I did it in the backyard. So then he comes and he sees how like I captured the crowd, and he tells Anna about me. The very next day, Anna comes and they're just ecstatic about what they have found,
Yeah.
and it just all aligned from there. And they started working with me. They started creating me as an artist, developing what it is I am now, how comfortable I am being in different places, and you know it's been nothing but good. Mvze Sound is something that I tell them it's not my label, it's my family,
Yeah.
And shout out to Anna, shout out to Mark Henry, shout out to Mixed by Jam, Super P. P does the videos for us. He
Yeah.
does things like that, and they're a family, man. They're more than what people could imagine to me. And even if one day I do get signed or whatever, they're still coming with me. That's what I tell them all the time. I can't turn my back around the trunk that started.
Yeah.
Tree don't grow without a trunk. And they're my trunk.
And it's important to have that solid foundation and never really forgetting where you come from, because you hear all the stories about someone making it big, and then it's like once the labels or whoever comes, and it's like, well, we want you, we'll throw this money at you, but they can't come
Yeah.
with pause. So they'll be like, all right, let me just work with this particular individual and
Yeah.
forget the crew. But I like that, man, that you said that, like, because I loyalty is something that not only do I expect it, but I demand it. You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
I'm that type of person, and that's why I do take betrayal, or so to speak, personal.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was like, I'm going into something else with that. But as far as like the thought process behind your music, bro, like where did you draw the inspiration from?
The inspiration comes from really from my sister.
Okay.
My sister, she was singing her whole life, and I say this every interview I've had. I wish one day to be able to sing as good as her, right? That's my big inspiration. But I went through a little something within the past 3 years that really made me find myself, right? And that's where I found music. I found music due to something that really drastically changed my life, and I thank music, and that's why I feel like I owe music so much, and I'm not gonna stop, because music means that to me.
It I'm actually currently in the process of writing a book about a little bit about my life, but more or less about the journey of what I've done with them damn Mexicans, TDM Talk, and whatnot. And something I wrote last night about music, about how therapeutic and spiritual music is, man. How it touches, it can touch your soul, man. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it really does. Some certain music you can hear it and be like, yo, this is. And even if it's something that I heard back in the early 90s or late 80s, it still resonates to this day because of what it's being said and the things that you go through in life that can really relate to that specific, song and the lyrics, or whatnot. So I like what you say about, whatever it was that happened in your life that gives
Yeah.
you that inspiration, that motivation behind it. It's a dope. I think it's a dope feeling, man,
Yeah, it
because
is.
there's obviously that connection there.
Yep. It is. It's a connection that I can't explain. It's almost like nostalgia, It's like and I don't want I don't know if I could say this or not,
You
but
can say whatever you
the
want.
the first time I ever, smoked weed, it's
Yeah.
like that feeling, but it's the I chase this feeling every time I step in the studio. And it don't change, because you remember you smoke your first blunt. After that, everything feels the same. You know what I mean? Your high don't get no higher. But now when you get in the studio, you make a song, man, and you come out that booth and damn, there's another piece of art. Every time I come out the studio, I'm like, man, this is the best song I ever wrote. That's how I want to feel.
Yeah.
And when music makes me stop feeling like that, that means it's time for me to go. But when I get in that booth, I come out every time like, yo, it's the best thing I wrote. This is the best thing I wrote. They're like, man, we tired of you. And you should see Anna. You should see everybody. Be like, man, we done heard this before. Just keep working, keep
Yeah.
working. And it's the consistency. Over this year, I've had to learn what consistency really means, and thanks to them, you know, they really like me están inculcando en la mente ser consistent, and really believe in everything that we got going on in the process.
Man, as corny as it may seem or sound, you know, but when they say consistency is key, like that's true. You got to be able to remain consistent even through the bullshit, because it's gonna come. Like, you know, boss. Like I always say, it's gonna happen. You got to be ready for it.
Yeah.
And not only should you be ready for it, but you should expect it, because anytime you're gonna level up and make that jump into the next level, so to speak, right? There's always something that comes with it that's gonna try to deter you from going that way. That's gonna make you want to quit.
Yeah.
Man, this is dope, bro. Like I like having these conversations because I want people to not, because I say it all day long, you know, and I've said it plenty of times, but when other people can come in and say the same thing and kind of be like, no, you're right, bro. Because I've been through it, and especially other artists, you know, for the most part, we've interviewed, you know, quite a bit of artists, and I think they can all say the same thing. They've all been through, and I know some that they go through something life-changing and they end up just quitting.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've experienced this, but man, it's so hard for an artist to stop and then try to come back and jump back into the game, because man, there's an artist every day popping up that's brand new. You know what I mean? So it's like, how do you stand out? How do you remain? You just gotta. I think consistency is where it's at.
Yeah, it is. It's the consistency and trying not to blame another person for your trial and errors. You know, that's another big thing I learned over this past year. I would complain a lot, and it would be even the simplest thing, like getting someone to record me. Well, you hang around all your homies. Why don't your homies pull out that phone? First thing Mark would tell me, you got so much homies, right? Well, get one of them on that phone, hit that record button, you know. And it's the not complaining, to remain consistent, and to just believe in what you got to do. Because if you start to plan out, this is the very first thing in my life that I've never even thought about quitting, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying it might not ever happen, because it might happen, but every time I do think about why I started, it just brings that planted seed back into me. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's the most important part, that I'm doing it for me. I'm not doing it for nobody else. You know, and that's why I feel like it's so original, it's so pure, and it's organic as well.
I think a lot of times we get away from the why. You know, whether you're a business owner, whether you're an artist, the why you started aspect.
Yeah.
Like we get away from that because we get so focused on trying to chase the bag or trying to, you know, do this and do that we forget why we originally started, you know. And I will say it's usually always the love of it.
Yeah.
You know, because it's something you love to do. Like what I do, I love doing this. Even though I don't have no experience, you know, I do have a sensei, you know, that J-Vaz, wherever he may be at, you know, he's actually right next to me. While he's grading me, he's got like a little notebook. I feel like I'm at the DMV taking the driving test. He's just like, make a left turn here. No, but you know, just like to be able to be in the same sport, so to speak, and be able to compete, but also be able to also coexist and work together is dope. Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
Having someone like Anna, I'm sure, brings out the best or the better in you, because I know how dedicated she is to her craft.
Yeah.
When we did her interview earlier this year, you know, she mentioned how, man, I had to learn how to record myself because there was some time where nobody was around. I had to learn how to do a lot of things, you know. So there's no reason that artists that she works with shouldn't be able to do the same thing. Like you mentioned, the complaining, like, what are you complaining about? Because at the end of the day, let's be honest, nobody really gives a fuck about your complaints or why you didn't blow up or why you didn't, you know. We talked about this even before we started recording about the, you know, having a baby at 18, 19 years old. It's like, you know, it's like,
what
bro,
that gotta do with me, right?
Yeah, what that got to do with me, or why you failed? Like, anybody tell you start fucking at a, you know, young age? Shit. Shout out to everybody that was, you know, fornicating. You know, I'm gonna pray for y'all. But you know, man, just got to stop with the excuses and work harder, because at the end of the day, nobody cares.
Yeah, nobody does.
Let's talk about what are you working on right now, currently, man?
Right now we got we got about like 30 songs recorded.
Damn.
So this past year we were just working on getting these things recorded and not being so pressed to release stuff, right? You know, we released I think we did like 6 songs this past year. Something I thought was very minimal. You know, I would get on their ass like, man, we released a little bit of songs. They're like, yo, baby steps. Like Anna and Mark, baby steps. Like, remember you just started. And so we got these 30 songs in the vault right now, and we're gonna release 1 song every month. That's the plan for this year, and then we're releasing a project towards the end of the summer. And it's gonna be like a sad boy corrido album. Not really an album, probably an EP, but it's gonna be sad boy corridos.
Okay. Damn. Get your bottles of tequila ready,
Yeah.
you know, and your oh yeah, just tequila, man.
Yeah, man, straight tequila. I mean, the sad boy corrido is what's been working.
Yeah.
People do like everything else I'll be working on as well, the alterados, the belicos and stuff, but the sad boy corridos is what people connect to, and also what the shawties connect to as well, you know. They love that shit.
That's dope. I appreciate, you know, you tagging me in the stuff, because a lot of times I miss things because it's just so many people that send me stuff or try, you know, and of course they just send it, you know, and I typically will ignore it, bro, because I'm just like, bro, you know, I don't even want to hear it, you know, especially if it's rap, bro. It's like oversaturated. But when people tag me in it, I'll take the extra time to actually go and listen to it, because I'm like, well, you know, a lot of times people just tag everybody anyway, but I'm like, oh, let me go check it out, you know. So everything I've heard has been dope, man, that you've done. And I have noticed that it's just, you know, with you guys, when y'all drop, it's like a song. I don't know if it's every month, but, you know, I know it seems like it's every other month that I be. Have y'all dropped a song together, you and Anna? I know y'all have one, but have y'all dropped one yet?
I mean, we're working on something. She wants to it's the corrido that she's working on is such a challenge for me. But Anna, I know you're gonna tap into this.
She better, dog.
That corrido is coming out. You know, she's the one that initially started the idea. So we're gonna get that down, and I'm ready for it. Anna's very talented. Anna's the blueprint, the pinnacle of DMV music. I don't care about. Like, I'm gonna just put it like this. There's a lot of artists that came out of the DMV, right? Yeah. They're big. Like, there's a couple that are big. We can say Wale.
What are their names now?
Fat Trail is still around. We got, there's what's this other guy's name? Well, Wale. Let's just start with Wale. Yeah. Right. But if you think about the underground, the artists that are still trying to come out, Anna set the blueprint. Because these other guys, they didn't teach you nothing. You just see their blow up, right? Anna has put out things for us to see. And the artists that don't notice this, for the DMV people that are watching this, y'all need to start paying attention. Because the blueprint's out there, and it's closer than y'all think. And I'm so fortunate to have it in my face, you know, for her to teach me the way she's been teaching me. And yeah, man, shout out to Anna. Anna's big.
I was about to say, you got two really good people, you know, with Anna and Mark Henry, of course, because Mark Henry's worked with, you know.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about this earlier, you know, with Fabulous and a lot of people on the East Coast. So he's definitely been in the game for a minute. So I think that's hella dope to have those kind of people in your corner. And the fact that you're listening, bro, because one of the things that a lot of artists have these days is this preconceived notion that they know it all, right? Like, you can't tell them anything. You give them advice, like, oh, nah, I'm good, bro. Like, I got it. You know, no, you don't. You know.
Yeah.
Like, and even if you do, bro, it doesn't hurt to listen and take the advice. It might be a different set of eyes or a different set of ears hearing something different that you might not be able to hear.
Yeah.
So I applaud you for that, man. Because I don't know. I'm assuming you're really, really young. How old are you?
I'm 26, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know something, Mark don't really be wanting people to know my age, man. But
oh, my bad, Mark.
Yeah, Mark's real quiet. One day maybe y'all get to meet him, man. He's real quiet, and like you said, he's worked with Fab, he's worked with Fat Joe, he's worked with all the big timers. What's this new guy? Finesse 2 times just came out of jail. He worked with a song with him. But Mark is the type of guy, he don't really, you know, say what he does. He just puts things out and just lets them sit where they're at. But Mark is really like a father figure in the music world to me. he's like a mentor, and he is my manager as well. So he's taught me about everything. He takes time out his day, even though he's real busy, and he'll get on that phone and tell me, "Hey, look, we're gonna record this today," and yeah, it's been good. Mvze Sound's been good. It's been real good.
That's dope. We joked about on Anna's interview about, because one of the questions I asked her was if you could trade places with anyone for 24 hours, who would it be? And she chose Sophia. You know who Sophia is?
No.
Her dog.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and I looked at her. I was like, "Oh, she's serious." Like she was, and we started laughing about it. And I was like, "That's the next artist on Mvze Sound." So I was like, "Well, you know, now she has two artists, is you and Sophia the dog." And but you know, it was just funny because she was dead ass serious. Like, yeah, I was like, that's kind of funny. But so what? You said, oh man, I'm tripping. We're already in January. I'm tripping. I'm thinking we're still in last year. So you're saying you dropping this summer?
Yeah, this summer.
Okay.
It's gonna be a lot of corrido bélicos coming out within the next 3 to 4 months. Alterados as well, but then towards it starts getting cold again back home.
Explain what the difference in those two are.
So the corrido bélicos is really like you're talking about cartel stuff, drugs, money, guns. Alterados is more like to me, right? In the East Coast, Alterados is really like you're shit talking. You're like more tirando indirectas, you know. That's basically what alterado is to us. And then the corrido tumbados is your more slower corridos, right? But they still have a lot of trumpets, horns, and then your sad boy corridos is like you're all the way down there, you know.
So basically, all drinking music.
Yeah, drinking music.
So just get your bottles, get your 12 packs, and we're gonna jam out, man. Man, hopefully I get to come out there one day, man.
Yeah,
and
man.
witness, a show or something. Any shows coming up?
Yeah, we got a couple. We have one coming up in March. We have another one right after that. Anna's doing a show in DC as well. I'll be under her headline.
Okay.
And when Anna comes back out here next time, not right now, but Anna lines up a couple shows for me while she's out here as well. So I'll be here pretty soon. I don't know what date yet, but and then all the festivals coming up. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm in the corrido world, but I'm Salvadorian. I don't know if you guys ever known this, but I'm gonna put this out here for everybody watching.
Shout out to E45.
Yeah, I'm a Salvadorian. My mom is Salvadorian. My father's Salvadorian, and but I grew up around corridos and the Mexican culture as well out there. And over there, I don't know here how it is, but we're like real united in the DMV area. So you know, I have a lot of Mexican homies, like he was saying as well. You know, I was in here hearing them, and it's
I know we're
the same.
Like I know we're them damn Mexicans, but we got a couple of Salvadorians in our crew. Who else we got? I don't know if we got any Puerto Ricans. What? Huh? Cuban? Oh yeah, Cuban. You know, shout out to. But shout out to everybody, man. Like for the most part, bro, I rock with. If you solid, you're just solid, bro. I don't care if you're Ethiopian or from Palestine, you know. Yeah, or that. I don't know who that was. We're gonna leave that at that. But that was funny. Man, I lost my train of thought. Man, well, for one, I want to thank you, bro, for stopping by and just chopping it up and us getting to know you a little bit better, especially here in the Houston scene, because a lot of the people that I've interviewed are from Houston and kind of everybody knows each other or doesn't, and may or may not like each other. But at the end of the day, it's refreshing to meet and one to meet you for once, because I know we've chopped it up on IG every so often, or I might comment on the song or a video that you put out, and I'm like, okay. And then when you told me you were here, I was like, oh, we got to lock in, bro. We definitely got to, try to squeeze that in and do that. So, again, man, thank you. And I look forward to seeing you perform, man, whenever it is that you do. Because, anytime Anna comes out here and she performs, we're there.
Yeah.
I think she's got January 13th in a couple weeks. And then she'll be performing at Winter's, I believe, with Tidlow and Powder. So that's going to be dope. I'll definitely be there for that. And you say that's not you be coming on the next one.
I'll be coming on the next one.
That's what
Yeah, cause she tried to get me to extend my flight while I was out
Oh,
here, but
okay.
you know I'm my line of work. I'm an electrician, so you know I can't really miss too much of work. Um, but I'll be here on the next one, man. And you guys are gonna be seeing me a whole lot more. I should be moving out here, and I don't know if Mark's gonna get mad at me for saying this, but I will be moving here in March. And you know, I came down here to look at apartments and everything, you know, and start making my move down here. So
Oh wow.
I really like the way Houston has treated me from the very beginning, from the very first time I came here. The music culture here is very big out there. There's a lot of hate between um, artists as well. Here, when I came to, I think it was the 93.9 had a like a contest going on. They let me perform. And just the way the other artists that were performing came and accepted me, and they're like, "Yo, like, where you from?" You know, trying to get to know me. That was something that I wasn't used to, so it was eye opening. I was like, "Yo, I think I just need to be out here." You
I
know,
think that's
so
dope though, man. For the most part, everybody really cool and supportive out here, man. We try to kind of be around those type of people that are, because you do have, that's everywhere though. You have the people that do hate or do
yeah,
they don't want to see or they'll act like, oh yeah, you're dope, bro, and then go talk shit behind your back. It was like, nah, we really just try to rock with those who are solid and things like that, because life is short, bro.
yeah,
All of us are doing this out of love. Ain't nobody really just making a ton of money from this to the point where people are undercutting each other, and then it's like, really, for what? For no reason.
yeah,
So I'm glad you're able to say that and speak on that, bro. And because for the most part, we're very, our platform, we're really supportive of everybody, man. And I sometimes I catch flack for that, because it's like, man, you support the wrong people, And I'm like, man, look, I give everybody the benefit of the doubt. And then the one time that you do something that's not honorable, or that's kind of like makes me think, nah, I don't really. I'm like, yeah, I gotta, I gotta remove myself from this situation, or this person, because they not rocking the same way, and I don't operate like that.
for sure.
So before we get out, man, any last minute shout outs?
Yeah, man, shout out to you in the first place. I appreciate this opportunity. I appreciate every time you've even, you know, liked my stuff on Instagram, and stayed. I know it could get annoying, but Anna and them, they tell me, like, just tag them, and I appreciate it, man. I appreciate the comments. I appreciate you bringing me here. I appreciate Houston itself. You guys, thank you for the love. Shout out Mark Henry, Anna, Jams, and P. And shout out the whole DMV that's watching. More corridos coming out this year, 2024, in Houston, Texas. Y'all be seeing more of me.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good. I'm starting to do more and more events. Well, this year I'll be doing more events, more shows. So I'll definitely, once you make that transition, we'd like to definitely have you at one of our events.
For sure.
And especially at our Embrace the Culture, which is our annual event. It's Mexican Independence Weekend. So the corridos, that would be perfect for that.
For
You know
sure,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, that would definitely be perfect. Yeah, man. Thank you guys for tuning in again to another edition of TDM Talk. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Make sure you follow him. We'll put in a link in the description where you can go check out his music. Go check him out on Instagram and on all social media platforms. And man, thank you to Bianca for this awesome cup from Graceful B Creations, and my boy Ramon for this awesome. I don't know what do you call this? Like, what do I call it? A 3D TDM logo thingy. Thank you. It was gifted to me, so thank you guys, man. Make sure you support them. I'll put a link to their pages in the description so you can go check them out. And again, thank you guys for tuning in, man. And we are Them Damn Mexicans.